Did you know that the solar eclipse happening on April 8th is a lot more crucial than you think? Jesus spoke about Matthew that this evil, adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign shall be given to it except for the sign that happened in the days of the prophet Jonah. In Luke, it says, "As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be as the coming of the Son of Man." But you will not believe the path of the solar eclipse will take. It'll cross over several towns named Nineveh and even Rapture, Indiana. But that's not even the crazy part. It also goes over the Ark. And it'll happen under the constellation Cetus, which means whale, which is what swallowed up Jonah.
Today we're going to talk about what's going on in Oklahoma City and many other counties and states in America coming up in April. I just want to have this on your radar so you guys know what's going on, okay? There's an eclipse about to happen. Everybody's talking about it, but I want you guys to know what's going on behind the scenes as we get ready for this eclipse. I'm going to read you just a couple news stories, and I want you to let this stuff sink in a little bit. In Oklahoma, the National Guard will have guardsmen present for the total solar eclipse on April 8th. 27 members of an elite chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear unit will be housed. Residents are being urged to stock up with 1 to 2 weeks of food in advance of the event. Communication facilities could become overloaded, possibly making cell phone calls difficult. Now here's the actual story from Oklahoma, and I'm going to read it right now, okay? You guys, I hope you guys are paying attention. The Oklahoma National Guard will have guardsmen present in McLean County for the total solar eclipse on April 8th. County Emergency Management Director Cody McDonald told county commissioners. It is estimated about 100,000 people may be in the county for the event. The 22 members of an elite chemical, biological, and radiological and nuclear unit will be housed in Broken Bow, in addition to up to 110 to 150 Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers. There will be about 150 other first responders and volunteers, with many staying at either the sports complex in Broken Bow or in former National Guard Armory in Idabel. McDonald is seeking food and funding for feeding them. This is good stuff, man. He said that the federal government was turned down funding to feed them. The state troopers will be scattered throughout the county, he said. Residents are being urged to stock up with 1 or 2 weeks of food in advance of the event and have their fuel tanks full. Some parts of the county could have traffic and standstill, at least moving very slowly. It's also considered likely that communication facilities could become overloaded, possibly making cell phone service obsolete, okay? That's from Oklahoma. Now, I want you guys to pay attention what's going on here with this eclipse coming up. In Texas, they're hearing similar things. Texas County, I have another story out of Texas County, declares state of emergency ahead of the total solar.
Y'all, did the Simpsons do it again? And no, for real, if they did it again, this one is big. Because guys, if this one that they've predicted, well, we know it's not predictions, we know what it is. But if this one is true, guys, the Simpsons may have just given us the date of the rapture. Hang on to your britches, boys and girls. You're gonna want to see the upcoming April 8th eclipse has everybody wondering, well, let's be for real, has everybody anxiously hoping and praying that this eclipse and everything about it might be exactly the signs and the wonders in the heaven we've been looking for. The signs and wonders that the Bible explains we will get just before, well, the rapture comes. As the Bible clearly explains that there will be signs and wonders in the heavens, the sun will turn black as sackcloth hair, and the moon will not give its light. The stars, they will fall from the heavens. I don't know about you, but that sure sounds an awful lot like an eclipse. But the stars falling from the sky, from the heavens. Maybe the Simpsons also helped us understand and figure this out. Biblically, the Bible used to be written in Greek and in Hebrew, and it was translated. Did you know that heaven also means from great height? Maybe it's another, I don't know, biblical metaphor. Not meaning the stars in heaven, but, the stars in Hollywood that do seem to be falling one by one from great heights. It sure does seem recently all of the elite stars in Hollywood are being exposed for exactly what and who they really are. Oh, when it came to stars falling from great heights, I don't know, could that be exactly what the Bible meant? But first, let's get back to the eclipse and everything about this upcoming April 8th eclipse that has everybody wondering, could it be time? Jesus states, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Like that. The Alpha and the Omega, the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end. And when you map out the three eclipses, 2017, 2023, and the upcoming 2024, oh my goodness, what does it make? It makes the Aleph, the A. And the 2017 and 2024, oh, yep, that's right. It creates the Tav. Like so, like that. And this little area right here, X marks the spot where these lucky folks will get to witness 2 eclipses within these years. That actually lands on a place called Little Egypt. Oh my. But it's the upcoming April 8th eclipse and the path of totality that has everybody's jaw on the floor. As we follow that path of totality in the upcoming eclipse to find, well, that eclipse is going to go over 7 cities called Nineveh, 1 called Jonah, and oh my goodness, my friends, 1 called Rapture. But Auntie, what does that have to do with anything? Well, I'm about to tell you. As in Matthew 16:4 explains to us, an evil and adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign will be given to it except the sign of Jonah. Oh, did you know that America only has 7 cities named Nineveh? And all 7 of these Ninevehs in America will be in the path of totality of the upcoming eclipse. And once again, so will a city named Jonah and a city named Rapture. But did you know the eclipse actually also falls underneath the constellation Cetus, which translates into the whale? If you know, then you know. Now, most people know the story of Jonah and the whale, but a lot of people don't know or aren't familiar with Jonah and the city of Nineveh in the Bible. Allow me to explain. Nineveh was an extremely adulterous and sinful city, much like Sodom and Gomorrah. God sent Jonah there to preach and warn them, you have 40 days to repent, because if not, but good news, guys, they did. They repented and they were saved. But it is very key and vital that you understand the fact that Nineveh plays a large role in this, and Jonah's very specific warning to them, you only have 40 days from now to repent and turn from sin. This is a key and vital fact about this eclipse that's coming in April. Because guys, what I'm about to show you that The Simpsons actually showed us in their May 8th, 2005 episode, y'all, it's about to make your jaw hit the ground so hard it's going to smack down, snap back up, and probably slam shut. Yeah, just like that. But before I get to that, guys, it's vital we talk about this. We don't know how and we don't know who, but somehow The Simpsons, well, they know things. For years, people thought they had somebody who was psychic or a time traveler or somebody who knew. And there have been also rumors of predictive programming. You know how sometimes those elites, well, they have to tell us what they're going to do before it happens. Pretty sure the elites aren't in control of the rapture, though, right? Well, whoever and however The Simpsons do this, well, I'll tell you what, they do it and they do it really well. Down to very specific details of monumentous moments that they share sometimes decades in advance. Y'all remember that one where Trump went down the escalator and it was so detailed, even down to the little boy dropping his sign. And don't even get me started on the episode where Homer literally solved the mathematical equation for the God particle years, if not longer, before even scientists could figure it out. If that's not enough to give them credibility, I don't know what is. So the fact this upcoming eclipse goes over 7 cities named Nineveh, 1 called Rapture and another called Jonah, that is astounding, my friends. And the fact that these 3 eclipses map out the Aleph and the Tav, that is astounding as well. Leading many people to believe that this April 8th eclipse might in fact be the day of the rapture. But what if I were to tell you, with the help of The Simpsons, we might realize we are looking at the eclipse and the rapture dates all wrong. An evil and adulterous generation will be looking for signs, but there won't be any other than the prophet Jonah. Check, check, chickadee check, we have it all lining up with Jonah himself. But what if I were to tell you the eclipse might not be the actual rapture date, but that with the 7 cities named Nineveh, Rapture, Jonah, under the Cetus, which is the whale, knowing that Jonah preached to the people of Nineveh, you have 40 days to repent and turn from sin in order to be saved? Could this upcoming eclipse that has all of that encompassed in it actually be our 40-day warning from God? Could the rapture itself happen 40 days from the April 8th eclipse? Let's take a second and see exactly what The Simpsons had to say.
Wife finds out.
It's modern times. Everyone's doing it. Where did my Christian limo driver go?
My pious husband is missing. The baby I chose to have baptized is gone. Mr. Thompson, what's happening?
It's the rapture, Shauna. The rapture. The virtuous have gone to heaven, and the rest of us have been left below.
Left below? Where have I heard that before?
It's the title of the movie.
It's everywhere.
We were fools. And because we rejected God, tacitly accepting Satan, we must suffer through the apocalypse.
I thought all religions were a path to God. I was wrong. What if the rapture is coming and I haven't led a good enough life?
God wouldn't spring the rapture on us unannounced. He'd send us some.
Marge is right. The rapture isn't coming. There haven't been any ominous signs.
Follow me.
Blood is raining from the sky. 3:15 p.m., May 18th. That's when the rapture will begin.
May 18th? That's 1 week from today.
Here's one, Revelation 6:13. Just before the rapture, the stars will fall to the... Celebrity salute to special Blue Angels.
I don't want to die next to Kathy Griffin.
Oh my.
The stars are falling to the earth.
2, 1. Goodbye, stupid Earth.
Huh. Interesting.
Please don't go. 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 apostles. But Jesus was at the Last Supper too. This changes everything. Wake up! The rapture is coming in heaven. 1. Oh, I'm wrong again. I'm nothing but a big fat... Woo!
Why didn't we listen to Dad?
To save them. Can't enjoy myself knowing my family is suffering.
Oh, don't
tell me about family suffering.
Homer thought he had calculated the date of the rapture as May 18th at 3:15, but it seems his calculations were off by 1 day. And of course, I'm going to show you his calculations. Here it is. 13 apostles, 333 times 666, blah, 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 minus the 144,000. His equation lands him at 3:15 on April 19th. Y'all, I absolutely love how God works. I had 2 revelations hit me because when I was doing my deep dive a couple of weeks ago about the eclipse on April 8th, I knew there was a correlation between Jonah and the 40 days in Nineveh. I actually Googled what is 40 days from April 8th, which came up May 18th. I noted it in my Bible as a potential watch date. But it dawned on me, just like Homer, he had May 18th. We need to remember the eclipse will happen on the 8th. From that date, 40 days. So starting the next day would be the full 40-day beginning, landing us on May 19th, 40 days after the eclipse on April 8th. Something else hit me. I gotta talk quick. You saw the 666 was in his equation. I always wondered about this. Here is wisdom. Let he that understandeth count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Why would we count the number up if we already know the number? And it says, here have wisdom. Let he who understands count the number of the beast. Meaning, when you try to do your equation and figure this out, you need to use 666 and count the number of the beast in your equation, just like Homer did. And now that verse makes sense. Is the April 8th eclipse not in fact the date of the rapture, but in fact the 40-day warning for the May 19th rapture instead? I guess we'll see.
How come nobody's talking about the comet that's happening at the same time as this April 8th eclipse? On April 8th, from parts of Mexico all the way to Northern America, we are going to experience a total solar eclipse. And this is only the second solar eclipse that has happened in the last decade. But we have a comet that may be photobombing the event. Its name is 12P Pons Brooks. It's a periodic comet with an orbital period of 71 years. It was discovered in 1812 and later recovered during the passage of 1883 and 1954. No worries, Comet 12P is not going to hit Earth, at least for sure in the near future. It's flying at a speed faster than a rocket ship, and they say it's the size of Manhattan. So to go back to the eclipse, we have these two phenomenon going on at the same time. Is there meaning? Is there a correlation to it? On a side note, there are several schools that will be closed that day, and other schools that have early dismissals. Is it odd or weird that the schools will be closed or that there's early dismissal due to the total solar eclipse? Or is that something normal in the United States? I grew up in Italy, so we never got out of school early or was able to skip school for an eclipse or comet. Who thinks that the two celestial events are connected?
What do you think? I think we should pray and get prepared in every way and look up to the sky because redemption draweth nigh. This is Carly Monday with Prep for a Pop. God bless.